Good evening and welcome back to Fox 23 News. I'm Zach Seminar. The Southern Miss Golden Eagles will renew their rivalry with UAB this weekend. The Blazers make their first appearance at the Rock since 2014. The Blazers are having a surprise season after not playing a single game in each of the last 2 years after their program was shut down. UAB sits one game behind Southern Miss in the Conference USA West standings, and I'm sure at least a few Eagles remember what the Blazers did to them the last time they played. And earlier this week, Coach Scott Walden talked about what it will take to extend their lead in the division race.
Like Coach Hop always said, we got to execute. We got to take care of the football, especially on offense. That's been a big focus point this week, is take care of the football with ball security, and then it always comes down to the trenches. You know, it always comes down to stopping the run and running the football. And you're playing a great team in UAB. It's scrappy. I mean, you watch them on film, it don't take you too close to figure out it's a really good football team. And so every team deserves our respect, and especially these guys.
Game time is Saturday at 6 p.m. This weekend, Mississippi State will be faced with something only one other team has been faced with this season. That's playing 3 straight road games against a ranked opponent. The Bulldogs will visit 24th ranked Texas A&M, a team that got off to a sluggish start to their season, but now they're hitting their stride. That includes an 8-point loss to top-ranked Alabama. And if there is one thing that'll scare you about this Texas A&M team, it's their defense and explosive pass rush.
Defensively, they're one of the probably the most athletic team we've played so far on the defensive side of the ball, and lead the league in sacks and tackles for losses, with great athletes that can really run all over the field.
It's a lot of man-to-man coverage that we're going to have to beat, so one-on-ones are going to be really important. Like I said, it's going to be hostile, it's going to be loud, going to have to do a really good job communicating, but, you know, other than that, you have to beat man coverage.
Kickoff for tomorrow night's game is 6:15 on ESPN. Round 2 coverage of the Sanderson Farms Championship down in Jackson. Andrew Landry led after day 1. He was nowhere to be found at the top of the charts today. Tyrone Van Oswagen coming out of nowhere. Nice iron shot here on the par 4 ninth. Sets him up close, the South African, with a birdie attempt, and he bangs it home. He sits alone in second, a stroke off the lead. He shot a 65 today, the best round of the tournament by anybody. But Ryan Armour continued to pace the field this afternoon as he curls in this birdie putt to get him to 7 under on the day. And then Armour will get this chip to fall. Armour's first 8 rounds at the Sanderson Farms Championship and 11 over. This weekend, he leads after 2 rounds. And there you can see Tyrone Van Oswagen 1 stroke behind in second. His play actually suspended late this evening as about a 5th of the field wasn't able to finish their rounds. They'll do that first thing tomorrow. Some other notables you'll see here on this graphic include Joel Damon, who sits in a tie for 29th at 4 under. Stuart Appleby, he's a stroke behind him and a tie for 34th. Angel Cabrera's in 50th at 2 under, but the defending champ in trouble. Cody Gribble currently sits outside of the projected cut line, as does Davis Love III. Retief Goosen, Mississippi State's Ross Bell bounced back today with a 2 over. He was one of the golfers who didn't finish his round, but he sits in a tie for 124th out of 132 golfers heading into Saturday.
Man, you hate that. I met DL Cube, and man, I thought he was on a comeback.
DL Cube?
Davis Love III.
I like it.
Having a tough tournament.
Yeah, and all the big guns are at the other tournament. Dustin Johnson leading that one.